We've got the National League Central taking on the East. We'll see the Chicago Cubs as they play against the Atlanta Braves. Moments away on 2K Sports.
The pitching of Scott Baker. He's ready to go. A home field advantage. We'll see if the Atlanta Braves can make that true today. Happy to be with you. Our broadcast of 2K Sports Major League Baseball. Their starter will be Mike Minor. And what is it about this Cubs lineup today that he's thinking about, Steve?
Well, scouting report against this lineup is if you execute your pitches, hit your spots, keep the ball down to the zone, you can't shut them down. And with a quality left-hander like this on the mound, he shouldn't have too much difficulty.
Now we get a chance to look at Dale Spem's lineup. Thoughts, John? Anybody stand out?
Well, Starlin Castro is a guy that has that unbelievable talent. Another crop of these great young infielders coming up. Starlin Castro has a chance to be at the top of that list before long.
This is going to be Starlin Castro leading us on.
Well, he's been a positive contributor in these last several outings, going 6 for his last 13. Doesn't matter what they throw up there, he's finding a way to get on base. Great patience and discipline at the plate.
First pitch is a slider in there, 0-1. Batting .250 lifetime, 3 for 12 record against Minor. Here's the pitch. Strike two, Starlin Castro. You'll have to be careful here. Starlin Castro, swing and a miss, strike 3.
That's a great strikeout right there, Gary. 3 pitches, and he sits him down. How about that for efficiency?
Take a moment to look at the Braves' defensive setup. And, John, any scouting picks?
I love watching Justin Upton play the game of baseball. He plays with unbridled passion. He plays hard. He's not afraid to get dirty, dive for balls. He's not afraid to run into a wall. And that laser of an arm can shut down a lot of guys trying to take an extra base.
The fastball is in there. It's 0-1. There aren't a lot of givens in life here, but Cub fans have come to talk about taxes and death and the Cubs finishing last as though it's all in one sentence. Boy, that's tough. Here it comes. That's a strike, and Mike Minor takes the count 0-2. Continuing problem for the Cubs on the road, 23-58. That is just a disastrous record. And if it weren't for the Astros, it would have been the worst record, Steve, in all of baseball on the road.
As dreadful as that record is, overall, I think the trouble on the road might be good in the long run for this team to toughen them up, bring them a little bit closer together, and figure out how they need to turn things around as a core.
Can't cut it off. It's going to roll to the wall. And with a 1 out in this inning, he's standing at second.
Well, he finds a pitch he can drive, and his hands just fly through the strike zone. Perfect execution at the plate. He's in scoring position with just 1 out.
And Alfonso Soriano up. Usually as a player gets older like Soriano, the power starts to fade, but that has not been the case with him. 32 home runs last year. On the way. Took something off, and it swung on and missed, 0-1. And for Soriano, really isn't any let-up in all that you get from him. He's starting to creep towards 40. It's been over a decade now since he's ended the season with less than 20 homers, Steve.
You know, he's been consistently hitting for power for some period of time. And, you know, I mean, you could do worse than Alfonso Soriano in your outfield. He's not the impact player he used to be, but still does give you some production.
Swing liner back up the middle. That'll put Soriano on first. And here's Hairston going to try to score. And he scores.
Well, that pitch down and away is the toughest in the game to hit. A perfect pitch from the pitcher. Great piece of hitting.
And keep that in mind. Next time around, we'll see whether or not he changes up on how he throws to this guy. It's going to be Castillo now. Now they've done themselves quite a job here. This is a nice push at this point of the ball game to get out in front.
And this sort of production is just the way you want to start out the game.
It's strike one. Can't make contact on the fastball. And as John was saying, you get this offense rolling early like this, you really got to keep momentum on you can, Steve.
And that's going to be the issue now for the pitcher. Can he try to clamp down and give his own offense the chance to keep hitting?
That's a strike, and Mike Minor takes the count 0-2.
He's a free swinger on the 0-2 count, so you've got to think to yourself, don't give him anything too good to hit.
Swing, hit. This one's to Upton. That's two gone. And fans, look out for next Tuesday. We'll see Miguel Cabrera and the Detroit Tigers. They host the Toronto Blue Jays. Game time is 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific.
Looking forward to that one, Gary. That's going to be some kind of ball game to tune into.
Now we've got Rizzo here. Yesterday, the Cubs taking the loss. They were hoping to take the series after splitting games 1 and 2. They ended up grabbing one game only against the Pirates in Pittsburgh. Soriano covers first. Here's the delivery. Line drive. That's foul towards first. Swings and grounds this one foul, wide of third. Fastball swung out and missed, and the side's retired. They come out strong, putting a run on the board early. Chicago has the lead, 1-0. And we'll get to see Scott Baker pitching. He'll be the starter for Chicago. And Steve, as he gets into this Atlanta lineup, what are you expecting to see?
Well, the manager has to like his chances today, sending out this quality right-hander to the mound, especially against this other lineup. So he's going to keep an eye on the righty, just make sure he executes his pitches and stays on the game plan.
Here's the 1-0. Simmons will watch that one up high. Last outing for the Braves was a W. That series was split going into Game 3, so they pulled ahead, going 2-1 against the Phillies. Here's the pitch. Well, with 3 balls, Simmons is in the driver's seat now. Looking at that last outing as a fan, I think you got your money's worth with the final walk-off.
Well, not only your money's worth, but you also get this intense, thrilling game that was prolonged into the extra innings, making this one an absolute classic.
Well, this one gets away from him up and in. It's 4 straight pitches out of the zone. Looks like maybe they're trying to pitch around it.
Got a moment to check out that lineup for the Braves. And our scouting report, John, who are we watching for today?
Well, sometimes it takes taller players a while to figure out their swing, and Jason Hayward at 6'5" is really now starting to figure out just what kind of hitter he is.
That's off the plate away, 1-0.
Well, they went at him yesterday with a pitch that he could drive, and he took advantage of it and took it deep.
Baker sets and throws. That one swung on, hit, and Jackson. This one to Barney. One away now. Here's how the Cubs stack up defensively. Now, John, anyone in particular that we want to keep an eye on?
Well, consistency's been a problem for Starlin Castro. He can make the unbelievable head-turning play and then miss the routine ball. If he can get consistency, he's going to be one of the best shortstops in the game.
Now Justin Upton batting, runner on first.
Well, the postseason story for the Braves was a short one. They fought themselves back into the wild card game, even secured home field advantage for that playing game, but the Cardinals just got the better of them.
Slider misses badly with it, 1-0. And you think back to that game Steve was talking about, so much going on, all the Braves fielding errors, then the delay of the game causing the fan shower the field with trash.
Yeah, and I think it just tells you that how important that one-game playoff is and how flawless you have to be. The errors by the Braves in that game cost them that one-game playoff and a chance to move further on in the postseason.
It's hit foul by Upton. Upton fouls it off again. And Justin Upton swings and misses strike 3.
Now, K-Cam's going to show us a good look at this slider.
Fantastic piece of pitching to get that out, John.
Well, that's the part of pitching you love. He's looking for a fastball. He's expecting a fastball, and then just drop one right off the table. What a pitch.
Let's take a brief look here at the Atlanta Braves and how they ranked in the National League last season. 7th in runs, 8th in stolen bases, and they were in the top 10 in home runs. That ability to drive the ball really paid dividends for this team's offense.
Simmons on first. There's a swing and a drive, deep right field. Jackson. And the side's retired as they head into the dugout. Scott Baker, great work on the mound. He gets through the first inning without allowing a hit. Up next, it'll be the Cubs. And in the batter's box, it's Murphy. Just missed with the fastball. 1-0.
Now, coming into this game, he's got to have some confidence because he picked up 2 hits last time out, so got to be seeing the ball pretty well.
On the way. Fastball waved at, missed. 1-1.
He tried to jump on that pitch, but he didn't know it was coming. And when you don't see that fastball instantly, no chance of hitting it.
1-1 on the way. Here's a swing and a ground ball. Picked up by Simmons. And that'll set down Murphy.
A chance here to check out how the Cubs ranked in the National League last year. 8th in triples, 10th in stolen bases. And, well, the home run numbers just weren't quite stacking up with some of the other clubs around, really showing that they had to manufacture runs and not get their offense from power.
It's going to be Jackson now. Hit foul by Jackson. He deals. Brett Jackson is not fooled by that one. He'll get an even count.
Well, that's where you look for a changeup from the pitcher away in the strike zone. If they look for it and get it, they can really shoot that thing the other way and do some damage.
Good downward movement on that pitch. It's 1-2.
Boy, he's got great movement on that 2-seamer. It's one of the best around.
Cannot connect on that one. Brett Jackson comes up empty on the swing.
Now, Gary, that's an outstanding slider. That great late action with 2 strikes. Not much you can do with that one. Tough one to hit.
Barney will be at the plate. In his career, 269 off the Braves. Hit in the dirt. Picked up by Simmons. Throws on to first. Side is retired. And a good half inning there, gone in short order in this one. Cubs 1, Atlanta 0. And here's B.J. Upton, 9-year veteran. It's now 0-1. Watch that fastball go by.
Well, he had a contribution last night offensively as he drove in a couple of runs.
And he leaves that one alone as B.J. Upton showing patience, evens the count. Lifetime only 143 off Scott Baker. 0-1. Here's one hit very well deep. This one's going to be fielded by Hairston. No problem for him as he gets that out. Here's what's next for the Cubs. Sunday they wrap up the Atlanta series. They'll meet a fellow NL Central club, the Milwaukee Brewers. That'll be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And after that, they'll be home against the Giants and Angel Pagan and the rest of that powerful lineup. So a lot of home games on the way. The fans will have a chance to see their guys many times over the next couple of weeks. One away. Here's Dan Uggla. In 2011, Dan Uggla is such a force for the Braves. 36 home runs. Big part of the offense. Last year, did not have the same luck when it came to driving the ball. That fastball gets by him on the first pitch, 0-1. The home runs for Uggla, only 19 last year. One of the consistent sources of power in the league for years. Steve, maybe a step in the other direction now.
Yeah, you know, his approach has been going back.
Swing and a rocket toward short. And that one eats him up. But he recovers in time, makes the play. Good work. Francisco at the plate. Low career numbers. 189 off the Cubs.
There's really no explanation of why he has trouble against this team, but he struggles against every pitcher.
Here's an off-speed pitch in there for strike one.
Now the changeup offers the change of speed, but you have to throw it down in the zone to be effective. He got away with one right there, throwing it up and away.
Baker sets and throws. Trying to get him to go after the slider. 1-1.
A pitch like that just locks the hitter up when it's in on the hands.
And he pops it up. Foul territory behind third. Thought he could make a play there, but it didn't happen. One-two pitch coming. Slider swung on and missed. Struck him out. That's going to retire the side. So Scott Baker, 3 up, 3 down. He emerges from the first 2 innings unscathed. Up next, it'll be the Cubs. Into the order, ready to do some work at the plate. It's Baker at the plate. He'll get things going here in the third. Swing and a miss, but he was right on it, 0-1. The pitch. And this is bounced foul to the left side. Tries to ring him up with a fastball away, but it's 1-2. Late break there. It misses. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. That's a changeup. Down on strikes, 1 out.
Let's see this one again in K-King. It's a changeup. Credit the pitcher right there. Good 2-strike pitch down and away. Not much you could have done with that, even if he had made contact.
And Starlin Castro will dig in with 1 out. Right now in the night, 0 for 1 against Minor.
And look, the way he struggled to catch up to the four-seamer the last time, you have to think you got to go back there again until he proves he can catch up to it.
And here's the first one. Tight rotation there, and it just misses. 1-0.
A terrific 2012 for Starlin Castro. Everything came together, and it shows why he's one of the most highly touted shortstops in the game.
1-0 now. And he looks at a fastball in there, 1-1. Back to Castro. He had 14 home runs, 25 stolen bases, 283 average, drove in 78. Hard to find any other shortstops really with those kind of numbers.
Yeah, and he's still so young and still trying to learn the game at the major league level. And I think when he figures that out, you're going to see all those numbers go up, and he will be the best shortstop in baseball in a few years.
2-1 pitch. Line shot into center field. Castro's got himself a base hit. And that's going to bring Scott Hairston up. Here's what the Braves have coming up in April. The Chicago series will end on Sunday. After that comes the big bat of Giancarlo Stanton on the road against the Marlins. That'll be a 3-game series. Then they head for a series against the Nationals on the road. They'll need help against Ryan Zimmerman in that lineup. Great series there. So they'll be on the road quite a bit over this next stretch. And here's a quick summary of how this guy's mixing up his pitches. How's he doing?
Yeah, and a couple times he's gotten a little bit out of rhythm, got a few hiccups here and there, but for the most part, he's been pretty outstanding.
Well, some of the hitters have been able to put the ball in play and hit the ball hard, but it's not about mixing his pitches up. He's got to execute the pitch when he throws it as well. They're going to be keeping an eye on Castro right here because they know there's a chance he could run.
Throws over to first, making sure he stays put, watching that lead. And starts him out here. Swings on that first pitch, misses the fastball, 0-1. We'll see if he can notch another one. He's gone 1 for 1 tonight off Minor.
You know, the off-speed pitch is to be used to get hitters off of the fastball. He sat on that off-speed pitch the last time, almost like he was looking for it. Maybe they need to throw him the fastball.
And Hairston gets good wood on that one. And he drops back to the warning track to pull it in. And here's how the league home run total stood up last year.
That's some big-time power hitters right here. Some guys that look to drive the ball out of the ballpark and swing hard in case they hit it. And when they make contact, they can do some serious damage.
Now with 2 outs, a chance for Alfonso Soriano. The guy who can plate the numbers. He was in the top 10 in RBIs last year. Castro, the runner at first. First pitch on the way here. That's a foul by Soriano. Good patience. Soriano lets that one go by for a ball. Count is even. Taps this one foul to the right. The 1-2 on its way. Swung on, lined over the first baseman's head. And he gets it down. He's 2 for 2 now. This is a great situation for some offense.
Well, you love to be that guy that can go to the opposite field, tough to defend against.
And against the defense, John, with all the tools and stats, etc., at their disposal, you really have to exploit every angle you can.
Well, you really do, Gary. There's no doubt about that.
There's a swing, line drive, center field, and in there, the Cubs will score. And Soriano scores. Base hit knock, and a big one. Brings in a couple of runs. Those 2 RBIs, boy, that makes a difference. We can see just how much on this WPA chart.
Well, as a pitcher, all you can do is throw it where you think he can't hit it, and that's what this pitcher did. He made a great pitch. He executed it perfectly. Just give the hitter the credit. He beat him on this one.
And they've taken a timeout here. They're going to go to the mound and have a little chat.
Well, they're not quite sure if they're going to take him out just yet. You have to figure they're going to at least discuss how he feels and what they're going to do.
The pitch. Slider's in there for a called strike.
Great action on that breaking ball. Down in the zone, trying to get the hitter to hit the top of the ball.
The pitch. Tries a curveball, but it misses. 1-1. Ground ball to Freeman. The Cubs in a nice position to capitalize.
Well, his confidence has to be a little bit shaken right here. Command and control, not where he wants it, having given up these 3 hits.
And in the batter's box, it's Murphy. He hit .333 last year against the Braves here at Turner Field.
And it seems like every time he took an at-bat in this ballpark, he was on base, either with a hit or a walk. That's why the numbers are so impressive.
It's now 1 ball, 1 strike. He watched that fastball that was in there.
Well, third inning of this ball game, Gary, clearly he's run into a little bit of a brick wall and up over 20 pitches right here.
And the changeup, 1-2 now.
Well, if you've done your homework, you know how you're going to attack this guy. You got to go with the slider here.
Fastball just about had him, and it's a 2-2 count.
Well, good action on that pitch, running away, but it's a ball you have to get down to the zone. Don't throw it up.
Swing and a bouncing ball up the middle. Picked up by Simmons. Throws to first, side is retired. So they pick up 4 hits in the inning and 2 runs across. Cubs with a 3-run lead. This ball game moving along has its own story, and let's see if Freddie Gonzalez likes it. He knows very well the pitching is not out there on the hill. It's not close to what they needed in this ball game. They're going to have to count on some big at-bats. Bottom of the 3rd inning and a 1-0 count.
Well, he missed with the first pitch, so I bet he's going to come back with a fastball right here, as he's done in the past.
Swung on, hit in the air to right center. Jackson rolls over, puts it away.
A lot of frustrated hitters with him on the mound right now. 7 consecutive outs over the last couple innings.
And Minor will settle into the box now. He'll get his first look in this one. Baker sets and throws. Fouled off. Pitch on the way. That's foul, back behind the plate. Here's a swing and a fly ball to right center. This one to Barney. That's 2 gone.
He's getting down any way he wants right now. 8 guys retired. This lineup looking crappy.
So with 2 down, it'll be Simmons.
Something he's been working on right now is getting the bat going after having gone just 2 for his last 13. A tough trend for him as a leadoff guy. You need to get on base and set the table for your lineup. He's got to pick it up for his offense.
Too far outside, 1-0. Lifetime record, 1 for 13 off the Cubs. Swing and a miss by Simmons. No contact there to even the count.
You have to have some kind of bat speed to catch up to that kind of a fastball up and in right there. Just couldn't do it.
A swing and a fly ball to left center field. There's Soriano for the 3rd out. And so out of the inning, only 8 pitches thrown. That's pretty efficient.